Hello YouTube, Drakey here, and welcome to what will be my actual first, and there we go, the time of the Square Enix presentation is going to begin soon. If you didn't watch my recap of what my discussion of what I'm expecting very quickly, probably not Final Fantasy VII Remake, because they just did a bunch of stuff with it, and I don't think Part 2 is for a while. Probably not 14, because we don't, it does its own thing in marketing terms, and probably something with Final Fantasy 16. I hope we get a lot of stuff at 16. That rumored Final Fantasy Origins. Maybe I've seen more rumors about Final Fantasy 1 through 6 collection. I doubt we'll see much of Kingdom Hearts. And I'll say on the plaque that they did have up there, I've never heard of Life is Strange before the last showcase they had that revealed it, so I don't care. Don't care about Marvel's Avengers, and I don't even remember the third one they mentioned, and don't care about it either, so yeah. So, without further ado, let's get to the reactions.
So let's kick off with the world premiere.
Wow me, please.
IDOS Montreal. We hope you enjoy the show.
I hope I do too.
I am so proud of you. Do you know what a birthright is, Peter?
Marvel's Avengers.
What's your name?
Gardeners of the Galaxy? No, Rocket. So I let Groot fill out the paper.
Is this Marvel's Avengers, or is this like a separate thing? Because this I would assume, like, at first, you know, like they're just adding or something, but okay, it's its own thing. Cool. Okay. Oh, that looks fun.
Time and make decisions on their own, and you will have to adapt to.
You are
Interesting.
literally part of the Guardians of the Galaxy.
The decisions you'll make will have lighthearted to hunting repercussions, and the game will react to what you do and say.
More no-killing teammates.
Says who?
It's literally in your contract.
I made no such commitments.
I do like that idea. I like when, like,
You are playing as Star-Lord
the characters do that, assuming they live up to it, because, like, that's part of game design. Characters are gonna do like have their own motivations, and they're gonna react and do things on their own.
With his jet boots. Of course, he has his
The game world should not completely revolve around your character. Things should happen as a result of your actions that you don't recognize offhand immediately. Okay. I do find it curious that, like, they have not revealed what the big threat is, which I appreciate. Because I don't like when games spoil things like that, especially if it's supposed to be a plot twist. And especially with the MCU these days, you'd think, like, they'd make Thanos the big bad, or like someone recognizable from the MCU, like Ego or Ronan or something, you know, but I have no clue who the villain of this game might be. It does look fun. I don't know if I'll play it, but it does look fun. I have to be picky about the games I play just because I work on a low budget. So, I have to be picky and choosy. And that's the title screen, I guess. Groot's watering himself in the back there. Peter's got the Walkman, because of course he does. Oh, is this... Okay, I figured like that was like where they were going to end it. Okay, there's more. Okay. I will not object.
Figurines are not knickknacks.
She collects, I guess she collects figurines.
I will sacrifice your head.
And take us to the majestic mountains of Kakarot. Guys. I think
Interesting.
you're a Groot for once.
Okay. Now, I'm wondering though, if you didn't call on Groot and you went with one of the other ones, would this still loop around to this conversation path then? Because that's the sort of thing that these games sort of do. They'll offer you the dialogue choice, but no matter which choice you pick, they're just roundabout ways to the same final choice. So that's I'm wondering about that. Like, would it go the same path if you called on someone else? Like, I'm assuming this is fairly early in the game if they're talking about losing their ship and being in debt. And like the seem on downtime, nothing really happening. So I'm assuming this is early in the game, and I don't know if they give you that choice that could dramatically shift the narrative that early. The heck? It's a jello block.
It's not alone.
Okay.
Get ready.
Okay, our first enemy is a jello block with combat tentacles. That does seem like Guardians of the Galaxy style enemies. I don't know if these have... I don't read comics. I don't know if these have any basis in comics or what, but... Neat. Wait, no, my mistake. They're shape-shifting all over. They're not jello blocks. They're debugging models. They actually do, like when you when the game can't load the model or whatever, and it just loads the colored geometric shape. And there we go. Encourage, encourage. Honestly, this makes sense. Like, it's Drax. He can make the throw no problem.
Guess that only applies to cats.
Rocket is furious. So that is what they meant. Like, it's gonna influence. Like, the game's gonna keep track of their moods. So like if it influences a disposition for you, I guess like that could influence if they're gonna go with you or disagree with you later. Maybe it affects how they support you in gameplay or something. Like if they hate you, they're not gonna help you as much. You can definitely see like side objectives or quests to like make them like you or something. Especially if you like they hate you and like I quit. You gotta convince them to stay. Neat looking monsters there too. And stagger bar, of course. It's a Square Enix game. Of course, there's a stagger gauge. Last chance.
We should try selling Groot instead.
Really?
This is an affront to democracy. I just think that we might need Rocket on the outside for this one.
Honestly, yeah, that's a good point. Although, if Rocket's inside, I'd trust Rock. Webcam, stop that. I'm wondering, like, Rocket and Groot could probably both break themselves up, but Groot would be like, just smash the cage. Rocket could actually pick his way out and sneak away. So that looks fun. Oh, just cutting back to the B-wall, okay.
Going to revisit two iconic brands that are being remastered for modern platforms. First up, relive the classic games in the Final Fantasy series.
What?
Then get one more peek at Legend of Mana ahead of its June 20th.
I heard Final Fantasy. Webcam. Yes! Webcam, come on, focus, come on. Those were new sprites too. Webcam, come on. That was it? No, no, more. I'm going back and analyzing that. Or show more, please. I want to see more of that. I don't care if they're mobile or Steam. I don't care. I'm fine with mobile games. I play Record Keeper and Opera Omnia. I want to see more. I have to go back and analyze that. Still 5 minutes left. They gotta have something else. That's the big three. The Marvel, Babylon's Fall, and Life is Strange. There's gotta be something else. There's 5 minutes left. Please don't be a fridge. Come on.
And now, we are excited to unveil a brand new title from Square Enix Japan.
Okay, what do we have here? What is this? What is this? What is this? Oh boy. Okay, here we go.
Kill chaos. It's my mission.
It is. It's Origins. This is it. This is it.
Looks like chaos has been waiting for us.
Not what I was expecting, and when people said
Go in there and find you?
FF1 remaster, that's
Show ourselves.
not what I was expecting.
I only
Okay.
know one thing. I want to kill chaos. We need to. It's not a hope or a dream. It's like a hunger. Thirst. Move aside.
Okay. Like
Sure
crystalline.
chaos is here.
Yeah, we can only squash monsters for so long. I hate doing pest control.
This is the shrine of chaos. He's here.
Is it all in the one location? Like, all self-contained in one giant dungeon? The whole game? Like, neat. If so, like, I'm not opposed to it.
I think I can taste it. This is it. No doubt.
Okay.
There was a knight.
Here we
who
go.
left on the same journey as you, but never
Garland.
returned. His name was Garland. You
Oh,
heard
he...
it. I would be grateful if you looked for him.
I like the throne. He's... Good look for Garland. Like, not... It's distinctly Garland, but not just the Dissidia design. I like that.
And who are you?
Though that is the same voice, I believe, from Dissidia.
The prophecy's very own warriors of light.
Only 3, though.
He
Curious.
always wore such splendid armor, with a helmet that was terrifying to behold.
Not really.
No. I become chaos.
What a twist! Stranger of Paradise, Final Fantasy Origin. Okay, there we go. Okay. 2022, okay. Did not expect it this year. Demo available soon, though, on PS5. Okay. Don't have a PlayStation 5.
I'll leave you with a look at some of the amazing Square Enix titles you can play now, as well as those to come.
Okay, yep, yes. Let's see some more. Yep. Intergrade,
To be the bearer of bad news.
intermission, interlude, whatever you want to call it.
Plate number 7.
They're gonna do
Just call it Final Fantasy VII Inter. Because I say that because like I'd heard that the remake was called Interlude, but then the Yuffie episode was called Intermission, or the new ending was like called Intermission or something. I don't know. I've heard like both terms being used. Yes, let's see the Forspoken. Okay, yes, that's this. This looked interesting. 16, yes, we should have seen this today. We should have seen a lot more of this today.
Thank you for joining us today. Keep an eye out for news about our next Square Enix Presents. I'm
I
Matt
will.
Mercer. See you next time.
Okay, so not much to say on Final Fantasy Origins. Like the trailer they showed us, like I don't know anything about Dark Souls gameplay, so looks like an action RPG, which I'm okay with. I figured that's what it would be. And again, it looks like it's Dissidia inspired, but not just copying Dissidia's designs, which I appreciate. I'm okay with the voice actor though. Garland's voice actor is great. The mobile releases, I'm going to go find those, and we're going to do some analysis. So I'll be right back. Okay, and we are back. I found them. They're already uploaded. Thank you, Square Enix, for being prompt on that. Let's watch and analyze this now. Pixel Remaster, yep. Those sprites do look familiar. They're not from Record Keeper, but they do, like I've seen them before. I think maybe they're from Final Fantasy Dimensions. Okay, let's see. Yes, these are completely new sprites, okay. To Final Fantasy 4. I believe that's 4 in the top 2. Okay, that's the GBA version of Garland's sprite. They've just recolored the cape from pinkish purple to purple. Oh, sorry, pinkish purple to dark bluish purple. So, okay, so Demon Wall sprite looks like it's just lifted. Those aren't the mobile sprites, but yeah. Those are new sprites for them down there. And there it is, yes, Final Fantasy 3. So we are finally getting Final Fantasy 3, the 2D version, and that is distinctly the Onion Knight. So that is cool. How long, like, I don't remember when Final Fantasy 3 was released. Was it 1991, I think? So like 30 years, we're finally getting to play the 2D version of Final Fantasy 3 in English. Okay. Cecil's Dark Knight sprite there. Looks kind of like the mobile report. And yes, those are new sprites for the Final Fantasy 6 crew. No. You gotta show me more than that. Please show me more of Final Fantasy 6. Let's rewind one more time. That does look kind of like the GBA overworld map, but that's definitely not the Warriors GBA sprite. And it's an isometric perspective in the airship there, yeah. So it's GBA-esque, sort of, is the art. Hang on. That's interesting. I'm noticing the top one. It looks like they open a door and enter a room, and instead of just flipping to a new screen, the camera just pans up. That may just be the style of that game, because I remember like the original NES was like that, where you'd enter a room, and like the room appears, and the rest of the roof over the rest of the area appears. Though you can't see enough in that shot to tell what it is. No. I want to see Final Fantasy 6. No. Cool bastards. Okay. Pixel Remaster. It's hard to tell if that's collectively what they're just gonna call them. Because I remember like the GBA reports were called Finest Fantasy. So maybe that's what they're just going to do, and they'll release each of these separately. Which kind of sucks if that is the case, because then I don't want to have to pay full price for completely different games. For all the games over again. But if it is a collection, which I hope it is, that's cool. And they are remastered, though, let's be honest, like the Final Fantasy 6 sprites look inferior to the Super NES ones still. But I'd want to see them like against the backdrop of everything else. Like see how the art style does, because the mobile sprites on their own look pretty good, but then when you put them in the world, they look like crap. So I'd want to see distinct Final Fantasy 6 footage to judge what it looks like. But we don't have distinct Final Fantasy 6 footage in this trailer, you bastards. Okay, so yeah, I guess that is the Final Fantasy collection that was rumored. That has been confirmed. I'm interested in that. I want to see more of that. I want to see Final Fantasy 6 in that. Okay, so that was the Square Enix E3 showcase. I'm disappointed we did not see any of Final Fantasy 16, but we did get Final Fantasy Origins, which looks like it could be interesting. And we got the rumored remaster of the first 6 games, which I am quite interested in. So, also just wondering, I couldn't remember now, they added all the added content to the original versions. I imagine they'd have to have them, or they should keep them, like Final Fantasy 4, 5, and 6 keep the bonus content. Wonder if Final Fantasy 2 and Final Fantasy 1 will have their PSP content, the Arcane Labyrinth and the was it called the Labyrinth of Time, or the Temple? I can't remember what it was. The Final Fantasy got a new dungeon and PSP version from the Game Boy Advance version. So yeah, I'm quite interested to see what Pixel Remaster has in store for us. I'm gonna be watching for news for that, and when we get news for that, I will see you guys then, because I will definitely be following that and letting you know when I find things on it. So thanks for watching, and you guys have a great day. Pixel Remaster.